We've been blessed with Benji's wisdom, and we are going to embark on a BBSHD adventure. Oh yeah, huh, interesting. So it kind of like, when you first hit the throttle, it's kind of like brrr, like brrr. It's just like, it's like brrr when it spins up, and then it's like, it just like goes into boost mode and just like takes off. It's crazy. Oh, it just went into boost mode. What is that? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back out on an e-bike. Today we're riding the event in Cinch. This is my first e-bike, but I've turned it into a monster. We've turned it into a monstrosity. And it's got a PhaseRunner on here. It's got a BBSHD mid-drive on here. So we got all kinds of things going on. So I'm trying out a Flipsky. So previously I was using the PhaseRunner. So I broke something on my other bike. I exploded the chain tensioner. So today I popped the Flipsky onto this bike. So we're gonna try it out with the BBSHD on this bike while my other bike is undergoing service. So we got the Flipsky on here. It's connected to the mid-drive. It's connected to the 72 volt 20 amp hour battery that we got somewhere down here. There it is. Big Daddy Samsung, 72 volts 20 amp hours. So we got the BBSHD on 72 volts with the Flipsky, and we're just in the VESC tool app. So let's get this screen recording started and let's get out on the road. One, go. Sorry, so we got the screen recording started. All right, so when I popped the Flipsky onto this bike, I had to reconfigure the motor settings and like redo the motor configuration and the auto spinning and whatever, like the motor setup. So because every motor is a little bit different, so you always want to do that. Like when you switch it onto a different motor, the resistance of the motor can be a little bit different and stuff like that. So I'm still using a lot of the settings that I had established on my other BBSHD with the Flipsky, the one on the mountain bike. But we're just on a different bike with a different motor. But it'll be interesting to see, because on this bike, the motor temperature is going to update a lot more quickly, because on this bike the thermistor is in a better spot. I'm just trying to find, okay, so additional info setup. Okay, so I gave it my gear ratio. I'm just gonna try and get the speed to show some kind of number that isn't outlandish. So I'm gonna set my wheel diameter to 40 millimeters just so that the speed isn't gonna be crazy. So one thing about these Flipsky controllers, let's get going here, let's get moving. One thing about these Flipsky controllers is they're not necessarily made specifically for e-bikes. They're made for like e-skateboards and like all kinds of whatever you want to do. But you can use them with an e-bike, so that's what we're exploring lately. And so the reason that I'm trying out this Flipsky is because it's got this VESC app, and it's the Flipsky controller is based on VESC, so it's an open source motor controller software. And one disadvantage of the Flipsky is that it's not necessarily made like specifically for e-bikes, and it doesn't have anything where you can set up like a wheel speed magnet like on a lot of e-bikes. Well, a lot of e-bikes are hub motors, right? So they've got the magnets built into the hub motor of the wheel, and it has the speed signal that's being calculated and sent through that motor cable. But I'm using a mid-drive with this. So the challenge of getting the speedometer set up with the mid-drive
is that it's the mid-drive, the motor rotation isn't tied to the wheel rotation, right? Because when the mid-drive rotates, it's my chain ring that is rotating, not the wheel. Let's get off this main road here. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. Like, I'm using a mid-drive motor with the Flipsky, so the speed is it's not gonna be right. So think of the speed more of like motor RPMs. That's kind of how fast my chain ring is spinning. I think so that the challenge about getting the speed to read right on this bike is I'm using different gears in the back. I have a derailleur and a shifter. But I guess what I could do is, most of the time I'm probably going to be riding in second gear. So what I can do is, I think if I made my wheel diameter about half as much, it would seem about right when I'm going in my second gear. So let's try that. I'm just trying to get you guys like some kind of a speed reading on the VESC app so that we can see something going there. So I don't know, does anybody know, like, how do I get the wheel speed sensor working with a mid-drive in VESC? Is that just tricky? All right, we're gonna let this school bus go by. So I'm in first gear right now. The speed actually, I don't know. I mean, right now 15 might be about right. But when we go into second gear, so let's see about that. So that seems a little bit closer. So for most of the ride, I think that this should kind of show the speed correctly when I'm in second gear. So my ride yesterday got derailed, literally. There was a derailment of the chain on my other bike. And that put a halt to my Flipsky experimentation. And I just couldn't stop. I've been having fun with it lately. Some people have said in the comments that VESC is a little bit rough, and they don't really consider VESC up to the task of like a daily driver. I don't know, maybe that could be true. We're gonna find out, boys. We're gonna find out on this channel, so make sure you like and subscribe. Oh, getting a little bit of like kind of jerkiness there. So I was working on the settings the other day because my good friend Benji sent me some settings to try out, so we're gonna keep doing that today. I did get it working pretty good here, I think. It feels a little bit smoother than the PhaseRunner that I had on here in some way. We gotta be careful not to shift while we're hitting the throttle on this baby. Oh, is that noise? That didn't sound good. So this bike is kind of heavier. It's also using a nylon gear, which is going to be louder. Let's take a pit stop here. Let's get our bearings. Oh, all right. So Benji, he sent me some stuff yesterday, and I tried to implement some of those suggestions. So I completely reprogrammed the motor. I entered a gear ratio into the VESC app that's based on my 42 tooth chainring in the front, and then the back I gave it 24 teeth, which is my second gear. So I think if I can get the speedo calibrated for second gear, that's probably going to be the best we can get for the speedo. But Benji sent me some suggestions about how to get this thing going. So it seems like it saved a lot of those settings when I reprogrammed the motor, but it does seem like some of them got reset when I reprogrammed the motor. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to try changing a couple things that he mentioned might be important. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to backup configs, and I'm gonna say this will back up the configuration. Okay, so if we do anything crazy, it seems to be working right now. If we do anything crazy, we can just restore the backup. So then Benji was talking about the observer gain, and he said to make it like low. So right now it's at 2.57. So let's remember that. 2.57. But apparently there's something called an observer, and I don't know what that is. Enlighten me in the comments. But apparently the observer gain, what is the default here? So it was 2.57. I want to change it to 0.1, right. So let's try that. I think the open loop ERPM is supposed to be 400, is what he suggested. I don't want to change too many things here. So let's just remember that the open loop ERPM, I had it at 200, but I think it's supposed to be 400. So I'm going to write that. And then just under FOC general, I changed the observer gain. So let's see if that helps at all. We'll see if that observer gain does anything. GoPro check. Okay, it's starting to heat up, so we gotta babysit GoPro. it tends to overheat. Oh yeah, huh, interesting. So it kind of like, when you first hit the throttle, it's kind of like brrr, like brrr.
And so.
Huh, interesting. Now it's kind of going. I think it might have just been that gear kind of spinning out. I don't know. I will say that it is fun shifting the BBSHD. And I kind of miss having that on my other bike where I made it a single speed. But the thing is on 72 volts, it just spins so fast you don't really need gears. Brrr. In some way it's smoother than my PhaseRunner, because after I put the Flipsky, like I rode this bike earlier. I rode this bike earlier with the PhaseRunner, and I actually rode it back to where my derailleur exploded, and I was trying to find the bearing in the road so that I could ride my other bike, but I didn't. But I rode it earlier on the PhaseRunner, and like there was, I thought that there was some bearing that was like, and I think there might be, like there's some bearing in this thing that's going bad, and it's getting a little bit noisy. But it was more noisy on my PhaseRunner, and it just seemed a little bit more rough on that somehow. So my guess is the observer has something to do with that open loop. Yeah, I'm still learning, like I don't know anything about any of this stuff. But there's open loop and there's closed loop operation of the motor. And one of them is kind of like better than the other. I think open loop is when it first starts and it's kind of starting up, and then closed loop is when it's like when it starts going and like it's really cruising. But I think maybe the observer has something to do with that open loop, because one of the things that Benji, a lot of the settings that Benji seemed to highlight when he sent me all this information was getting the RPM set up correctly of the open loop, and like the field, the FOC. So let's go see. Benji, he sent me all this stuff. And I screenshotted a whole bunch of it, and I went through as many of these settings. Like, it seemed like a lot of the stuff that Benji sent me, like this stuff, the motor, like the current KP and the current KI and stuff like that, it seemed like my motor was really similar. Not exactly, but like very close. So I left a lot of that stuff, and like the motor inductance and inductance difference and resistance and stuff, like I just kept the settings that I got from my auto tune. But then I tried it looks like Benji sent me a bunch of stuff from like maybe 2 different controllers, so I've been trying different settings from those. The observer gain does seem to work better when it's low. He was talking about this motor flux linkage. When I auto-tune the BBSHD, it seems to come up with 19 for that, so I don't know. I tried lowering it, but I couldn't really notice if anything was different. But yeah, Benji, he sent me all this stuff to take a look at, and I looked through as much of it as I could. So right here, it looks like we're looking at like some information. So another thing is, he said to use the Hall sensors. He suggested to use observer gain like from 0.1 to 0.7 or something like that. And then Benji, he's got just some little snips of conversations that he's had with different people. So here's the open loop ERPM 400. So that's what I just changed it to. So then the sensorless ERPM is 8,000. So I wonder about that Hall interpolation ERPM. Maybe I'll look for that. So let's go look at the sensorless ERPM. Sensorless open loop ERPM. Open loop current max. I don't really want any like regen going on, I don't think, do I? So I'm gonna remove that negative number. So Benji said something about using the lambda, MX lambda observer under the observers. Open loop. So let's see here. So it looks like a lot of this stuff is similar. Open loop ramp time. Sensorless ERPM. So where is that? Motor config. FOC. Where is that? It's so hard to find some of this stuff in here. So Hall sensor. So Hall sensor. Okay, so sensorless ERPM is 8,000. I have it, the interpolation set to 500, like he said. So the encoder offset and ratio are the same. I looked at that. So there's some information from. Oh boy, did my screen recording stop? No. So observer gain and flux linkage may need adjusting depending on if you're running MPTA target or no MPTA target. 17 is a good starting point for flux. So maybe I'll try changing that down to 17. Let's go take it for a ride and see what happens. I just want to go ride it around. It's gonna be rainy tomorrow, so we gotta get out today. Where's that thing in my pockets that I need? Let's see here. Oh God, I think it's back on my. Where is that? All right, get ready, guys. We're going. We're taking the Flipsky out. The Flipsky 75-100 Pro V2. Hopefully he's hanging on there. Hey guys, I'd really appreciate it if you're gonna get a Flipsky 7500 or even the 7200, the more powerful one, use the link in the description and help your buddy out, because I could use all the help that I can get in life. Let's be real. So click the link in the description to buy the Flipsky and help me out, and then I can ride around on my Flipsky more, and the world will be a better place, and I'll love you forever. Thank you. Let's take the Flipsky up the King of the Hill. Oh, it feels like, it feels like my rack or my storage bin might not be totally closed. Let's see here. Oh, it's still on there. What do you guys think about my kickstand down there? Look at that thing. That thing is crazy. I broke the other one off. It made it up the King of the Hill just fine. Let's carry on. I'm gonna turn down my screen brightness so my phone hopefully doesn't go dead. So one thing about the Flipsky, and I keep saying it over and over, guys, but you can't, I guess it depends on your phone, but I can't see my phone screen out in the sun at all unless I turn the brightness like all the way up. So I don't know, maybe it's not a problem for you, but it is for me. So I just want you guys to look down here and appreciate not just my Crocs, but look how smooth. Safety vest is getting in the way today. Look how smooth. Oh man, I think this safety vest might be hindering the video. I don't know. It's like, it's really getting in the way today. It's just windy and it keeps blowing up and shit. You guys are just gonna have to believe me. It's really smooth. Like, I think this is smoother than my PhaseRunner ever was. And I'm not saying that the Flipsky is better than the PhaseRunner. Like, I know that the PhaseRunner as an ASI controller is much more battle tested, and you know, I still think that the PhaseRunner, you know, it's probably more powerful than the Flipsky, and it just has limitations, right? The mobile app sucks, right? And it's like, you can't email, like, Grintech. They can help you a little bit, but not a whole lot. And all of the Grintech stuff, I don't know. I mean, there's people using it online, but it's kind of like a small group of enthusiasts. There's not like a huge, like, open source community behind it. So I think, I don't know, I mean, it just feels kind of dated. I like how you can see the cycle, and I appreciate the cycle analyst, because it's not just a display. Like, you can run your throttle through it, you can hook a wheel speed sensor up to the cycle analyst. There's a lot of things that the cycle analyst does where you can take advantage of that. It can remap your throttle, right? So when you use the cycle analyst, your throttle hooks up to the cycle analyst, and then the cycle analyst can change the throttle and remap it, and then you hook the cycle analyst's throttle output up to your motor or to your controller. So it's kind of like a backwards thing. Usually your throttle hooks up to the controller, but with the cycle analyst, you hook the throttle up to the cycle analyst, and then you can do, like, the cycle analyst can do things with it. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. So we're just out cruising on the Flipsky. It's pretty windy out. But I mean, the thing about it is that I was programming my PhaseRunner for like months, and it wasn't easy. Like, it's easy to get a PhaseRunner hooked up to a hub motor. That's no problem. I think just in general, it's easier to pair a controller with a hub motor than it is a mid-drive. So a lot of my difficulties and challenges are just like self-imposed because I choose to use the mid-drive. It's definitely like a more intermediate to advanced kind of setup when you're using a mid-drive motor. It's not for everybody. But the thing is like in 2 days, I've got this Flipsky where I can throw it on my bike and get it programmed. And like, I don't know, look at this, like it's working pretty good. Like right there, when I was in first gear, it just ripped off right there. It is ripping, dude. It's like, holy shit. Oh my god. We're going into third gear. Something sounds crazy down there. I think we might be going more than 20. This thing is absolutely ripping. Motor temps at 36. This is the most fun I've had in a while, messing around with this thing. And it was like $100. So it seems like when you set that open loop ERPM to 400 for the BBSHD, and then you change that observer gain, that kind of helps. It's feeling really smooth right now, like. It would be stressful being a student truck driver. Wow, that was a complete stop. Holy buckets. We're getting a traffic jam behind the student truck driver. Guys, I mean, it's like, yeah, sure, the Flipsky can get wet. Go, just turn. Oh my god. The Flipsky can get wet. It's just like wide out in the open. You got wires all over the place. But look at this. It was $100. I got a car riding my. Let's show them what the Flipsky can do, boys. We're back behind this student truck driver. I almost just like took the shortcut through the parking lot there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I got the old BBSHD working pretty good in like 2 days on this thing. And one of the reasons is because it's got Bluetooth and that app for programming it, and you don't have to dink around with a USB cable and a computer. like you can just like reprogram it like on the fly while you're riding. It's so much easier to iterate through different changes. Oh my god, I gotta get out from behind this truck driver. I'm gonna get run over. It's just let me ride down anywhere else. Just like I just don't want to be behind that truck. Student truck driver, oh my god. It would be cool if there's some way to get the speed working on this thing. Man, I gotta get a drink. I'm parched, boys. I'm parched. Let's just pull over under the the protection of Mother Nature and this tree here, these trees. Let's just take a moment to appreciate these trees blocking that sun and whatever that big streak is in the sky. Let me know in the comments, guys, what is that big streak in the sky? And all of that wispy stuff in the air. So, let's see here. We've got some e-bike builder juice we can drink. Let me know in the comments, guys, what's in my juice bottle. What do you think? What's your guess? Hear me gulping it? All right. And then we got something else here. We got sparkling ice. 0 sugar. It does have sucralose, so I don't know about that, but I'm thirsty. Sucralose, possibly carcinogenic or something, but it's better than drinking sugar all day. I'll take my chances. I actually thought it was erythritol. Whatever. This isn't a foodie channel. This isn't foodie bike builder. We got to get back on the road, boys. So, is there anything else we should try? The motor temp has been, man, it was ripping. It was ripping. So what did we pull there? It says power max 6,000. Wow. So that's what I was wondering, is on my other bike I've got that one geared really, really low. So I think, I don't know, I mean, on this bike it's got the gearing, right? So it's a 42 tooth chainring in the front, then we've got a 34 tooth first gear, and that gets going up, I think it gets going up to like 20 miles an hour or so before it just sounds really loud, like from the chain, and the bearings in my motor are just like derelict. Then I shifted into second around like 20 miles an hour, 15, 20. And second is 24 teeth. So then it's like 42 teeth, 24 teeth. And that's the gear that I cruise around in most of the time. But if you're going down a big hill, I think I shifted it into like third or fourth there. And I've noticed on my other bike with the PhaseRunner, when you have higher gearing, it seems like you can run more through like more juice through the motor for some reason. I don't know, it might have been how I had my PhaseRunner programmed. I don't know that I ever got my PhaseRunner like completely running like great with the BBSHD. It was just like, it was really difficult working with that, and I was working on it in the winter. But it seems like, I mean, that's the thing about the Flipsky, guys, is it's like, it was $100. Yeah, there's wires all over the place, but all it would take is a little bit of effort and like spare time, you know, one rainy day, and we'll get that sorted out, right? The wires all over. I mean, maybe I won't because I'm lazy, but you could. And then in terms of waterproofing it, like in terms of waterproofing it, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you could figure out some way to waterproof it if that was a huge concern of yours. Right now on this bike, I'm not, this bike has fenders, and I've got all these wires kind of like tucked down underneath this stabilizer bar. So I mean, they're kind of like hanging out and exposed or whatever. I got all these wires that got to go up to the throttle, but it's a little bit crazy, all the wires and stuff. I mean, that's just how this is, you know. That's just, it's not like the PhaseRunner or like a lot of e-bike stuff where it has the nice, you know, waterproof over molded plugs like that. I mean, you could wire, I'm sure there's some way you could waterproof it if you wanted. I mean, I guess is the point that I'm getting at here. But I do think I'm going to change the GoPro battery because it's getting low, and then we're going to ride around for a while, go for a rip here. Alright guys, we're back. We're going to go rip around on the Flipskys. Alright, here we go. Let's go rip around on this thing. We're trying out Benji's settings. Benji, the BBSHD scholar. We've been blessed with Benji's wisdom, and we are going to embark on a BBSHD adventure, and it's running nice and smooth. Nice and smooth, thanks to Benji. Are we still in do not disturb mode? Because I don't want all this stuff bugging me. Alright, here we go. We're in first gear. BBSHD, 72 volts on the Flipsky. The sun is coming back out, boys, and you know what that means. It's time to get ripping. Time to get ripping. I can't see my phone screen, but that's okay because it's being recorded, and I'll have it on the screen. Let's go rip around. Man, today is amazing. I think we're getting closer, boys. I think we're getting closer to the ultimate BBSHD setup. Here we go, third gear. We're ripping. We're ripping in third, and we got a huge traffic jam up here again. Third, we're popped it in third. Popped it in third, let's get ripping. Something's making some noise, but oh, it's my chain hitting the kickstand. Oh. Back into second. It's kind of going like. We're gonna have to do maneuver down here again, boys. That was the maneuver. And look at all those morons are trying to turn left. Look at that. Look at all the people that could be turning right. Big old jam. Big old log jam. Oh my god. Oh. Downtown on the Flipsky. 72 volt BBSHD, and there's a car riding my ass. It's like. Better get her in a low gear for this. It felt like I wasn't moving very fast back there. I don't know what happened. Let's see. Let's see if the Flipsky's okay. Can Flipsky keep up with traffic? Seems like it. It feels a little bit jerky still, like, I think it might just be my throttle. This is a part where I don't know if the Flipsky's gonna make it. Come on, baby. Come on, get me up the hill. We're in too high of a gear for this shit. Go, 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 turn. Jesus. These fucking people. Oh my goodness, we are moving now. Wow. Something just, man, I need to like, something smells like it's burning. I don't know if it's this truck in front of me or what. Man, this, the Flipsy's having trouble getting up this. what is going on here? Whoa, oh my god. Whoa. There's just something's going on where it must be switching from one mode to another, and it just like starts ripping. Like, I don't know if it's field weakening turning on or like what is going on. But I was looking at the screen and it went from like 1500 watts, and then I kept hitting the throttle and it was like nothing was happening, and then all of a sudden it said like 5000 watts. What is... Whoa. Oh. I got mechanical brakes. I can't stop that quick. Sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me, Karen. Hey, that bus just rolled up out of nowhere and flipped the sign out. No, we're going up this hill. We're going up this hill on the Flipsky, baby. We're back behind this shitty truck again. How did that happen? Oh my god, it smells. It sounds like it's dying. The clouds are offering a temporary break from the sun. That was slow going back there, holy buckets. Let's go right out here. Take a break under a tree. We need a tree with some shade. There we go. Alright guys, we gotta take a break to collect ourselves. Phone is at 47%. Let's try and preserve some battery. Motor's at 53. I did increase the limits for that, so because Benji told me that we can. So if my BBSHD overheats, it's Benji's fault. Just kidding, Benji. Oh man, and the adventure mobile just about tipped over in the wind. Such are the dangers of adventure. So guys, it does seem like something was going on with that other bike, and I don't know if it was just the gearing, because I've noticed on the PhaseRunner, like when you gear the bike higher, it's just easier to get more watts, more power going through it for whatever reason. And I know that when you're doing the BBSHD on 72 volts, you don't want it geared high, like you want it spinning as fast as it possibly can, but it seems like it needs to be tuned really well for it to be able to spin as fast as possible. You know, there's probably some science to that the high voltage people and the people at Luna and whatever have figured out. Maybe it's the 8,000 RPM, you want to limit it to that. I don't know. But Hopefully my Flipsky doesn't get damaged here, because all of these little wires scare me, and there are a lot of them all over the place, everywhere. Alright guys, we gotta start a new screen recording again because I thought the GoPro turned off. So we're out in the Flipsky BBSHD on 72 volts, Samsung 42.3. Now there's something going on, and it's like it has something to do with the settings that I was changing, but it's like when I'm hitting the throttle, I think it might just be my throttle settings. Let's see here. Let's go back to the throttle settings, because if you watched my first time that I tried the Flipsky with the BBSHD and I just didn't have it tuned at all, I used the default, you know, large in-runner settings in the motor tuning and the VESC tool. The first time that I used it, what I did was I set the throttle curve to exponential, but I think I might set it back to polynomial and see how that feels. I think to get the BBSHD to feel smooth on your bike, like there might not be like any universal way where it's just one best setting for the throttle. I think everybody has to kind of decide for themselves. So let's see here. So we have these throttle settings. So what does this feel like? I'm in what gear? First gear. So it feels jerky, like I think that's why I changed it back to exponential. Was because when I use exponential, well, I guess it's still kind of jerky right there too, just because we're in this like really thick grass. I would like to get the settings set up so that the smooth starting of the BBSHD isn't linked to the throttle settings, and so you can make the throttle feel however you want without having like the operation of the motor dependent on like a certain throttle setup. But it just always seems like I come back to this throttle expo thing to get the throttle feeling smooth from low speeds, especially in high resistance terrain like thick grass. So I don't know, let's try a polynomial. I think when I'm on exponential throttle mode, when you start getting higher up into the throttle, I think when I'm just slightly adjusting the throttle, that exponential throttle mode just like makes crazy, you know, crazy like spikes in the throttle. It's so hard for me to see this app while I'm riding. I actually learn a lot about this when I edit these videos together, and I have the app on the screen during editing, and I can see what's going on the screen. Like, I wish I had a screen where I could actually see what was going on. And I can turn, if I turn the brightness of my phone all the way up, I can see it, but then my phone would be dead in like 15 minutes and I wouldn't be able to record this video. Like, the recording of this video is taking a lot of my phone battery as well. So let's go ride around a little bit. We'll make sure that the throttle's working. We'll just ride around here for a second, and then we'll ride around downtown on the street. to get going a little faster and see if it was my throttle that was the problem. I think it might have been that exponential throttle. Let's see here. It does seem smoother in some way than my PhaseRunner. Let's go this way. Whoa! Man, choking on bugs. Whoa. It's just this throttle is a piece of garbage or what? Get this thing out on the road and get it ripping and see how this throttle feels. Man, this thing, I can't see any reason to buy a PhaseRunner anymore. I mean, I have 3 of them, but I don't still use them, but this is a lot more fun. I don't know, like when I had my BBSHD on the PhaseRunner on this bike, and when it was in first gear, like it just was not, like it felt a little rough. And it feels better on this one. That main street, I gotta remember that main street is just a clusterfuck. I'm not even sure how far I'm pushing the throttle. Man, the mechanical brakes on this bike is like you go down the street and you gotta adjust the brakes. So we're just right. GoPro. We're just riding the 2019 Aventon Cinch. Aventon. Maybe you guys should send me a new e-bike. That'd be great. I'd appreciate that. Do some videos on that one. Turn it into a monster. You might not like what I do with it, but I'll take it. Somebody tell Aventon to send me a new e-bike, please. Thank you. Let's keep ripping. What do we got for battery? It says 60, 68? What is that? It says the battery's at 78 volts. I mean, is that really 68? So I've got the motor current max set to 80. I was having problems with the absolute maximum current. It kept tripping a fault. So I don't know what the deal was. And then my battery current is set to 65. So, I mean, maybe bump that up a little bit. 75? I tried turning the motor current way up, but it felt a little bit like, I don't know. I mean, we could maybe... I think I was using like 90 on my PhaseRunner. Let's see, let's just make the motor current 90. And so somebody said in the comments, they said, maybe I'm being limited because the battery current is less than the motor current. But my understanding is the motor current is the phase current. And then the battery current, like if you hit help on battery current, it says the maximum current that can be drawn from the battery current is always lower than or equal to the motor current. Right? So the battery current max can't be higher than the motor current is what this is saying in this thing. So I don't know. This is what I've got for those settings right now. I'll put my settings in the description at the end of this ride. I think the street is going to be so busy down here, it's going to be hard to get down it. Let's find out. Jump. It's windy, buddy. Woo, man, it looks like a log jam over there, buddy. Oh, log jam out on the freeway. Whoa. Oh, it just went into boost mode. What is that? the chainring is spinning so crazy. Man. Oh, just boosted or boosting on the Flipsky. Oh. Man, this thing is sweet, boys. Bugs. Oh my god. Woo! Fucking bugs. Get me out of here. Let's pop it into first. Oh, it's cold under the bridge. Okay, we gotta get through the bugs. Alright, this is it, boys. We're taking the Flipsky across the bridge for the first time. Oh, it's in boost mode. It's in boost mode. Can anyone explain that to me? I mean, it seems like we put in 400 for the open loop ERPM, and then the closed loop ERPM was like 8,000 or whatever. I mean, something, it's like brrr, when it spins up, and then it's like, it just like goes into boost mode and just like takes off. It's crazy. I want to understand what that is. Is that field weakening kicking in at 90% duty cycle? Let's see. There's some kind of shenanigans up here. What happened? Sheriff. We better get out of here, boys. I gotta try and look at the duty percentage and then see when does it go into boost mode. Oh yeah, it is. I think it is the field weakening, and the field weakening turns on. I think when it's in my second gear, it takes longer for field weakening to turn on. But then when it turns on, it's just like, you can feel the boost. Let's see here. I think I might know what it is. Field weakening duty start? Should we try like, what? Should we try like 80? Right. So it says the ramp time for field weakening it's 200 milliseconds. I think that's the default. All right, let's see about this boost. Oh! I just got boosted in the butt cheeks. Nice tree back there. Let's get this Flipsky into boost mode. I wish it showed my voltage. We're getting the X-Peak death wobbles. Holy buckets. Oh my god. Let's see, when does it go into the boost? I'm trying to understand if that boost was my throttle curve and the settings on my throttle, or if it was something to do with the settings that we've applied to the BBSHD here and the fuel weakening. I know a street where we can get this thing going a little bit here without interference. It's a lot of fun shifting the BBSHD. I just gotta be careful because it doesn't have the shift sensor. Let's get it into boost mode. I think we might be going a little bit faster than that. let's see here.
I hope it's not gonna rain. That would be good. Because the Flipsky can't handle it. I don't know why the power is still being like I was trying to hold the throttle steady there. Oh man, that did not smell good. Was his shit on fire back there? That smelled terrible. What was that? Oh my god. I was trying not to breathe that in. But I caught like the trace elements of it. Oh my goodness. GoPro is gonna need a new battery. This Flipsky adventure is pretty sweet. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. Dislike this video if you don't like the Flipsky. But if you do that, you gotta leave a comment about why not. Don't just dislike it and then leave a comment like you suck. That doesn't help. Let's get this thing into the right gear. We got to be careful because this bike doesn't have a derailleur. It has a Shimano Acera $20 magical derailleur. And it doesn't have a clutch on it. Or a chain stabilizer, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of scaring me how this the battery meter is telling me 45%. I don't know.
like I keep having to go back here and say, okay, well, that's 75 volts. 75.7 volts is 47%. All right. Yep. We gotta get this baby into first gear. Oh. Okay. So I'm trying to hold the throttle really steady, but it seems like it's going like I'm not sure if that's just my thumb bumping on the throttle. Man, this thing just goes into boost mode if I hit the throttle. The fat tires have a certain roar to them. Alright, well, we're at 75 volts. I'm probably gonna turn around here just because I'm not sure what's gonna happen in terms of my range. I've never tried this controller on this bike before. You You guys have to see this chain ring when it's in first gear. It's pretty funny. What do we got here? Is this thing dead? Oh, 9%. We gotta change this. Alright guys, we got 29 minutes on the GoPro battery. Let's make this count. We're out on the Flipsky. 3, 2, 1, recording. Alright, let's get this thing moving back. I'm a little bit scared. I'm not sure how far we'll be able to get, so we're gonna be heading back. But it says we got 43% battery. It says the battery's at 75 volts. So what's the most that it's done? So it's saying power max 6358 watts. I haven't been giving it full throttle or anything, just been kind of taking it easy. But this is literally, I slapped the Flipsky on this bike. This is the first ride. Like I used the VESC tool to reprogram my Flipsky for the BBSHD. Thanks to Benji. Benji helped us out. So we got this thing rolling. Let's rip. We got 30 minutes of ripping around. Let's quit talking. Let's go see the beach on the Flipsky 75-100 Pro V2. Link in the description. Help an e-bike builder out. Click my link. Oh. That bump is crazy, man. Man, it feels like it might like drizzle or something. So I was using the Flipsky on my other BBSHD bike, and it's a different motor. and when I switched it to this BBSHD, it wasn't working. So I did like the auto setup thing again. And I did it a little bit differently this time. I used 8 pull pairs, and I used the right, I used a different open loop RPM and stuff for when I ran the motor configuration thing. But it seems like it's working better. It seems like it's working better every day, boys, on the Flipsky 7500 Pro V2. I lowered the field weakening a little bit. Let's see how it goes. To 45 instead of 51. It's still ripping. Oh! I gotta get off this bumpy path. Holy bumpiness. She is a ripper. Absolute ripper. feels so good. Oh, it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to ride with the Flipsky. Except for I don't know how fast I'm going because I have a mid-drive. When it drops from that 34 tooth gear down to the 24 tooth on this mega range, it's always making that clunk. Oh, we got the bridge, boys. It's time for the bridge. Let's see it. Let's see it. Is the coast clear? Is the coast clear, boys? Maybe, partially. Let's get this thing ripping. Let's get the Flipsky ripping, boys. Let's pop it into third. Oh. Chain is still. Oh. Oh. What are we still? We're still going. I thought the chain. I thought something happened. Okay. We're still going. Everything's okay. Nice. Everything's okay. Everything's okay when you're cruising with the Flipsky. Get this thing in a low gear. This is where all the bugs were. Gotta watch out for them. Oh, oh. Hey guys, make sure you like and subscribe. I hate saying it too, guys. It gets annoying. Let's get this thing into boost mode. Out on the road. Oh, there's a lot of traffic. This feels like it's about 28, right? Might be hard to get across here. Holy buckets. We're gonna have to maneuver ourselves back around the traffic. Apparently there's no left turn right here. Whoa. Oh. Kickstand is scraping. Okay, that was hard to cross the street. Wow. I turned so sharp that my kickstand scraped on the ground. That was sketchy. It's so funny how nobody ever wants to stop for a bike. Nobody ever wants to stop for a bike. But then your bike just like rips off. And they're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. Let's take the Flipsky up this big hill. Buddy. Oh man, we got traffic slowing down up here. Keep it moving, man. Dodge Caravaner. That lady was just looking at me like, she had an interesting look on her face. Or my vented cinch is gonna fall apart. The Venton, send me a new bike. This thing is falling apart. Somebody tell Venton. Somebody tell Venton we need a new bike. On the e-bike builder channel. Out of the way. stopped, you saw me ripping with the Flipsky 7500 Pro V2. Link in description. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment about the Flipsky. So I think we're being throttled here because the motor temp, let's see. Oh. This bike is a lot heavier than that other bike and the wheels are smaller. So I mean the motor temp already went down quite a bit. Are you still going GoPro? We got 6 minutes left. So let's go to motor, general, temperature. So we'll just say 90 and then the temp cutoff start will be like 80, right? It's already back down to 60. It says battery's at 21%, so 70 volts. Maybe. Alright, let's get this baby home. We don't have many minutes left on the GoPro, so make sure you like and subscribe. We only got 5 minutes left, so I don't know. It's just gonna be me riding home, dudes. I had to slow down for that bump, or it would have wrecked my rack. Alright, let's get this into a low gear. We're going up a big hill. Flipsky heats up. Or not the Flipsky, the motor heats up when we're doing all that field weakening. It's only at 70 though. See how hot this feels up here. Oh, so it says it's at 75. What does that feel like? Oh, it's an Eagle. Wow. Yeah, 75 feels a little warm. All right, peace out, dudes. Time's up. That's the end of the SD card. See ya. Bye. Like and subscribe. I don't know why it's not stopping.